Hi guys, I'm Boss Nekomamushi, and in this video I talk about a new chapter of One Piece, the number 850, that is called Ray of Hope. The chapter starts showing us Chopper, Carrot, Capel that are inside of the mirror world, but now they can move with freedom, and they are capable of reaching every place in Whole Cake Island that has a mirror. So they are trying to reach the castle, because they knew that Luffy wanted to move in that direction, but they are not able to find the correct mirror. The very interesting fact is that now they can reach almost every place in that island without being discovered, and this is a great advantage for the ones that are inside the castle, in order to help them with their difficult situation, but also in order to escape if there will be the occasion. So it's a great strategically advantage. It is also interesting to think who Chopper and Carrot will meet when they will find the correct mirror. So when they will reach the castle, they will meet maybe Sanji, or they will meet Luffy and Nami that are imprisoned, and so they will help them escape. Or maybe they will meet Brook or Pedro, or also Pudding, and in this situation it will be very interesting to know how Pudding will act. Then we see Sanji that has prepared the bento that is equal to the ones that he prepared for the crew, and that is bringing this bento to Pudding. After this short scene, we see again Luffy and Nami, but now Luffy has a very different behavior. Indeed, Luffy is trying to escape with all his strength, and he has also decided to sacrifice his hands, because he says that if they will wait for someone that will save them, everything will be already finished, and so they have to use all their possibility in order to escape as soon as possible. And he also says that he is not that kind of man that will die in this way. Probably he is acting this way because of the fact that Pudding said something to them, but about this we will talk later. After that we see a scene of a battle between Tamago and Pedro. This battle is quite interesting. First of all, we know the bounty of Boot, that is almost the same, but also this fight is quite interesting because we see a sort of mini flashback that maybe is an anticipation of a bigger one that we will see later in this saga of Pedro's past. We know that Pedro had a partner when he was a pirate, and this partner was called Zeppo, and probably he is Beppo's brother. Indeed, their names are quite similar, and also Zeppo is a bear, such as Beppo. And that when they firstly reached Big Mom's territory, Pecoms was already a member of Big Mom's crew. And then, for some reason, Big Mom stole from Pedro and Zeppo 100 years of life. So she killed Zeppo and she wanted 70 years of life from Pedro. These years were reduced to 60 because of Pecoms, and then they were reduced to 50 because of the fact that Pedro sacrificed his left eye. Indeed, he had provoked the scar on Tamago's left eye, and for this reason Big Mom was angry. So we know now that both the scars on Tamago and Pedro's face were provoked by Pedro himself. But despite of this fact, Tamago is quite confident of beating Pedro in a fight, as we see in this chapter. But in the end of the scene, we see how Pedro is capable of cutting Tamago into pieces. But what is very interesting in this scene, in this fight, is the fact that Pedro continues to talk about this new world and the race of this new world, as he said when he first met Sanji in Zoo, talking about Nekomamushi and Inuarashi. And now we know that Pedro thinks that the ones that will provoke the transition to this new world are Mugiwaras, and so he had decided to use the last moments of his life in order to make Luffy reach his target on the island, that is the one of bring Sanji back and to acquire the information on the road Poneglyph that Big Mom has in the treasure room. And maybe this new world is related to some information that he knew from Poneglyph when he was a pirate, and that will shown to us at the end of this saga, or maybe when Nico Robin will translate what is written in the poneglyphs that Big Mom has in the treasure room. After that we see Sanji that has finally reached Padding's room that is closed, and so he goes outside in order to reach her through the window. At this point there is the central part of the chapter and the most important one. Indeed, we see again the third eye that we saw before during the Fishman Island saga, when Luffy was talking to Big Mom through the phone, and she is talking to Reiju, and it seems from this situation that Padding betrayed Luffy and the others, and that she is with Big Mom. Indeed, she revealed that Big Mom wanted to acquire Germa's military technology, and so that she didn't want an alliance. Indeed, now that all the German kingdom is inside the Whole Cake Island, she had planned to kill all the Smokes during the ceremony, during the tea party. And so it seems that we have to consider Padding an enemy. And she says that Big Mom has chosen her in this alliance because she has a great skill in acting. And she also says that only Big Mom's family knows her real behavior. But this fact is quite strange, because when she went to talk with Luffy, Opera was a bit surprised about her way of acting. But it is strange because, according to what Padding is saying now, Opera knew Padding's real behavior and so knew that she was acting. But he was surprised, and this fact is a bit strange. So I think there are two possibilities. The first one is that Padding is actually an evil person, and that she has betrayed Luffy and she had prepared the trap of the seducing woods and of Brûlé and Cracker. And this fact explains the fact that there were Brûlé and Cracker waiting Luffy on the coast, and that there was not Padding, that was something not explained by Oda. And so, if this possibility is correct, Padding really wanted to kill Sanji and the other Bismokes. But there is also another possibility. There is the possibility that she is a false liar, that is lying on her lie. And there are many reasons to act in this way. Indeed, Padding acting in this way is actually unlocking the situation. Indeed, revealing to Germa and to Luffy the real way of thinking of Big Mom about this alliance is a strategical suicide, because now Germa knows that Big Mom wants to betray it. Now Luffy knows that Padding has to be considered as an enemy, and so he can inform Sanji about this fact. So this revelation breaks the possibility of an alliance and so of a marriage, and this fact implies that Germa will lose all the interest on Sanji, and that Sanji will be free of sailing again with Luffy, because there will not be an alliance and nor a marriage. But there will be a fight, because now Germa, if he wants to escape, he has to fight against Big Mom, because all Germa Kingdom is inside Whole Cake Island. And this fact implies also that if Luffy will fight against Big Mom, his strength is greater because of the fact that also Germa will fight against Big Mom, and it has advanced military technology and the clone army. So the possibilities of Luffy increases a lot. Another fact is that now Sanji is no more in a difficult situation because it seems that he has no choice of doing something else than fighting. It seems that now he has to fight in order to reacquire his freedom. It seems that now he has not to fight against Luffy but with Luffy. And maybe Padding acts in this way because in this way she can unlock the situation, and in this way she can be considered an enemy. And so Sanji will not think about her situation in a fight, because if this possibility is true, Padding is in a sense in the middle of two armies, Big Mom's one and German Luffy's one, and probably Sanji will try to save and also Luffy, but now she made Luffy and the others, and also Sanji because he's listening to the dialogue with Reiju, thinking that she's an enemy, so they can leave her to her destiny in a sense, and so Sanji is again free. Something that in a sense supports this theory is the mini flashback we saw 2 chapters before, and the context in which it was shown. Indeed, in that situation we knew that the dress that Padding had chosen for the marriage was not approved by Big Mom, that decided for another one. And for a woman, the dress that she will wear in a marriage is very, very important, and is something that expresses her personality and, in a sense, her freedom. So if the marriage was something fake, why Padding chose a dress if it has no importance? Because after the marriage there will be the death of all Smokes, and so was something fake, something not to give the importance that choosing a dress implies. And so I think that Padding in that situation demonstrated to be a person in search of freedom, and this fact may support the idea that Padding is acting now in her way of being evil. But what's important is the fact that Sanji is listening to the dialogue, and that the first thing that probably he will feel is the fact that the only hope in dark world, in the dark future that he planned and he decided for himself, is a fake hope. But in a sense, as I said before, this fact unlocks the situation. This fact is something good for Sanji. Indeed, this fact allows him to fight for his freedom and to fight in order to sail again with Luffy. That is what he wants, without considering Padding's situation. There is also the possibility that Sanji will discover that Padding is lying now, and so that Padding is not really evil, because he is capable to know woman's feelings. There is also the possibility that he will face the death, maybe because he thinks that in this way Big Mom will keep the promise of maintain Luffy and the others alive. But I don't think so. I think that he will fight with Luffy in the end and with Germa. So what do you think about Padding? Do you think she is really an evil person, or do you think she is lying about being an evil person? And also, what do you think about Sanji's action? What do you think about what Sanji will do now? What do you think also about Pedro and the new world is talking about? And so what do you think about the way in which Capone's plan will influence this situation? And also, what do you think about Jinbe, when there will be his introduction in this situation? There are many questions to answer. There is also the question about Brook. What do you think about Brook and Big Mom's situation and the interaction of their powers? Talk me in comments, and if you like the video, put a like and subscribe. I'm Boss Nekomamushi. We will see again in the comment of the next chapter, the 851. Bye, and Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.